Hey, what's up, guys? It's ToastyTabletopGames. Today I've got all of the things I promised here. I've got a bunch of Brothers War products here, and we're gonna do a lot of it. I've got even more off camera. I've got a bundle by little fat packs. I've got one of the commander decks, but I kind of opened that one for me, so it's not like there won't be a video for the commander deck probably, but nonetheless, I have a lot of products. And we're gonna get through it all. We're gonna get through it all over time. So we're gonna start with I have a third of the set booster packs and just a couple of the collector's packs, and we're gonna see what happens. We're gonna learn a lot about this set. I've seen all the spoilers already, and I did at the very least play in a pre-release that Friday night. But that being said, I admit it's kind of hard to be familiar with cards that you haven't played yet, right? So let's get all this open, and we'll just jump into it. Let's take that off there, and I'll get the plastic off the collector's box real quick as well. Nope, I didn't quite do it. All right, there we go. All right, so get all the wrapping off, and we're gonna jump into it. I just gotta make sure there's the same amount of stuff as there usually is. So we'll check this out first. Like the box topper here. I actually am surprised. I wonder if there is a box topper for this. Because it doesn't look like there is. No, okay, no box topper. Got it. Cool little thing though. And there's I guess there's a bio of the two brothers on the back. Pretty cool. I'll set this over here because I keep those things. I put them on my wall, personally. And now we got to the good stuff here. So let's just see how much stuff there is. I believe there's 30 packs in here. I don't think that changes very often. So we got. Yep, 30. So we'll do 10 packs of the set booster box, and we'll do an undisclosed amount. Looks like there is 12 Brothers collector's packs, so we'll do 3, and that will be our video over today. Alrighty, so. Collector's packs we'll get to that as last. Hopefully we get some of those schematics with the basically reserved list numbers on them, but we'll see. So we'll get into our first pack and see where this goes. So here's our art card here. Our basic planes. All right, get to the good stuff. Focus up here. All right, got a Philology Archaeologist, Curate, Latnam Adept, Hoarding Recluse, Cradle Clear Cutter, Combat Thresher, Iron Craw Crusher, and our rare, first rare is our Woodcaller Automaton. Right, it's got prototype, so it can be cast with 2 and 2 green instead of 10 colorless mana. And when it enters the battlefield, if you cast it, you untap a target land you control, and it becomes a tree folk creature with haste and base power and toughness equal to a Woodcaller Automaton's power and toughness. It is still land. So you cast it for prototype, it'll be a 3/3, and you cast it for 10, it'll be an 8/8 land creature, which is pretty cool. So we'll set our rares over here. We have a Howling Mine. I think it's really cool. They reprinted a lot of really good artifacts in this set that are just good in a lot of formats like Commander and whatnot. So really nice. Got a Howling Mine. We got Gix, Yawgmoth Praetor. And whenever a creature deals combat damage to one or more of your opponents, its controller may pay 1 life, and if they do, they draw a card. For 4 and 3 black, we discard X cards and exile the top X cards of an opponent's library, and can play lands and cast spells from among cards exiled this way without paying their mana costs. Very cool. Very nice first pack there. We get the 3 rares right off the bat. We got a Hollow Combat Thresher and some punch-out tokens. Yeah, it wasn't a bad first pack at all. We got a lot of cool stuff, a lot of stuff there. So moving on to pack 2. All right, got a signed art card there. Got a full art island. All right, got Union of the Third Path, Argothian Opportunist, Thraxodemon, Stone Retrieval Unit, Gaia's Courser, Steel Exemplar, Spectrum Sentinel, Philagi Dragon Engine, Pristine Talisman, and a Razor Lash Transmogrant. So it is a 3/1 for 2, and it cannot block. And for 4 and 2 black, we get return it from our graveyard to the battlefield with a +1/+1 counter, and it costs 4 less if an opponent controls 4 more non-basic lands. Pretty cool. I can see this coming out real cheap in a handful of games. And then we have a Reconstructed Thopter Hollow and a Power Stone token. Yeah, that one wasn't nearly as wowing as that first pack was, but that's all right. So there's our art card there, signed. We got a Swamp, and we got Desynchronize, Power Stone Engineer, Mishra's Domination, Survivor of Corliss, Mightstone's Animation, Gurgling Anointer, Spotter Thopter, Thopter Mechanic, Key to the City reprint there, pretty cool. So we can tap it to discard a card, and up to 1 target creature can't be blocked this turn. And whenever it becomes untapped, you can pay 2, and if you do, you draw a card. Then you got Mishra's Command. To choose 2, we choose a target player and discard up to. They may discard up to X cards, and then they draw a card for each card discarded this way. I don't know if I said target opponent or not, but it says target player. This spell deals X damage to target creature, deals X damage to target planeswalker, or target creature gets +X/+0 and gains haste until end of turn. We have a Prison Sentence and a Lavaborn Muse reprint. Not sure what set this is from, but pretty cool. We'll set our reprints off to the side over here. All right, the pack 4. All right, art card there of the plains, the full art plains, and a full art island. All right, we got Fog of War, Sentinel Stalwart, Ambush Paratrooper, Coilless Rock, Shoot Down, Thopter Architect, Arms Race, Recruitment Officer, an Ornithopter, real cool, and a Siege Veteran is over here. So at the beginning of combat on your turn, you put a +1/+1 counter on target creature you control. Whenever a non-token soldier you control dies, you create a 1/1 colorless soldier artifact creature token. Pretty cool. It just kind of puts bodies down in place of the other ones. Pretty nice. And we got a Hollow Tower Worker and a double-sided token. Double-sided card token representer thing. You get the drill. All right, got a schematic there. Got a Swamp, Razed to the Ground, Lauren's Escape, Gixian Infiltrator, Rock Hunter, Yoshin Dissident, Mass Production, Splitting the Power Stone, Burnished Heart reprint there, nice. A Millstone reprint there too. And we got a Brushland from the land cycle here. Very nice. We can tap it to add colorless, or we can tap it to add green or white, but it deals 1 damage to us. Then we've got a Dredging Claw Hollow and a Sylvos Rogue Elemental reprint. It's got Trample, and for 1 green we can regenerate him. That's pretty big. He's a big threat. Alright, there's our art card. Alright, island. Got an Aeronaut's Wings, Aeronaut Cavalry, Wing Commando, Repair and Recharge, Astronaut's Harvester, Keeper of the Cadence, Take Flight, Corrupt. Here we have Black Blade Reforged reprint there. Really nice. So equipped creature is going to get +1/+1 for each land we control, and it costs 3 mana to equip it to a legendary creature and 7 to equip it to anything else. Then we have a In the Trenches. So creatures we control get +1/+1, and then for 5 and 1 white, we can exile a non-land permanent we don't control until In the Trenches leaves the battlefield, and activate it only at sorcery speed and only once. Then we have a hollow Mishra's Onslaught and a double-sided token representer thing. That one was a little tough to open with the way I usually open it, so defaulted to the little tab. All right, there's another art card of Mishra the Eminent one. A Plains, got Third Path Savant, Scatter Ray, Swiftgear Drake, Clay Revenant, Tanos' Tinkering, Dreams of Steel and Oil, Evangel of Synthesis, Disciples of Gix, Jalum Tome, Hostile Negotiations. So for 3 and 1 black, we exile the top 3 cards of our library in a face-down pile, and exile the top 3 cards of your library in another face-down pile. We look at the 3 cards in each pile and turn a pile of your choice face up. An opponent chooses one of those piles and put that pile into your hand and the other into your graveyard. You lose 3 life. Then we have a hollow Disciples of Gix and some Punch-Out tokens. Almost done with the set boosters packs here. Same thing on this one. I'm just gonna have to get the pull tab. All right. Looks like God, what was it? Schematic of maybe the Jalum Tome. We got Forest, Mishra's Domination, Weakstone Subjugation, Mishra's Juggernaut, Goblin Firebomb, Transmogrant Altar, Skyfisher Spider, Gnawing Vermin. Oh, there we got one of the Transformers. We got Slicer, our Hired Muscle, and so he's got 4 and 1 red. And he's got Double Strike and Haste. And at the beginning of each player's upkeep, we may have that player gain control of Slicer until the end of turn. And if we do, we untap him and goad him, and it can't be sacrificed. And if we don't, he converts. And we can cast him for more than meets the eye, so he'll enter the battlefield converted. And he'll enter as Slicer, High Speed Antagonist. And as long as it is not your turn, he is as long as it is your turn, he is a creature, which is pretty cool. So you can. Because he can't, okay, so he doesn't have crew, which is interesting. But yeah, so he's got First Strike and Haste, and when he deals combat damage to your player, you convert it at the end of combat. Cool. Then we've got our Journeyman's Kite, so we can pay 3 and tap it to search our library for a basic land, reveal it, and put it in our hand. We got a Tyrant of Care Ridges. Enters the battlefield, does 4 damage to any target, and then for 1 red, he gets +1/+0 till end of turn. And then we've got a Carrion Locust Hollow. And a minigame token. That's a pretty good pack. We got a bunch of rares out of that one. Alright, got 2 more set booster packs, and we'll get into the collector's stuff, which I'm pretty excited for. Alright, here we go. It looks like schematic of one of the Thopters. Can't remember which one. Got a hollow Full Art Plains. Though I've noticed that these foil planes have this really weird error where this huge robot supposed to be in the background is like void, like he's just gone, like he's just an outline, which is really ominous, and also it's kind of cool. So yeah, cool little fun fact there. So we got Deadly Riposte, Argothian Sprite, Urz's Rebuff, Goblin Blast Runner, Junkyard Genius, Arablest Engineers, Battery Bearer, Elsewhere Flask. And when it enters battlefield, we draw a card. And we can sack it to choose a basic land type, and each land we control becomes that type until the end of turn. It's pretty cool. It's a cool mana fixing option there. Yeah, the Ivory Tower. Oh, here we go. We got half of the Meld Urza. Nice. It's an Urza Lord Protector. So he's got artifact, instants, and sorceries cost 1 less to cast. And for 7, if we both own and control Urza Lord Protector and an artifact named the Might Stone and the Weak Stone, exile them and meld them into the Urza Planeswalker at sorcery speed. And they brought back Meld, which is really cool. And I really like this Urza. I think he's super, super freaking cool. I really want to do like a commander deck for him. So hopefully we get the other half here too. We got a Hollow Coastal Bulwark there and a Mouth of Ranam reprint from Cold Snap. So it's gonna tap to add 1 colorless, but for 4 colorless and 1 snow, we can sacrifice it and deal 4 damage to target creature. Cool. All right, we'll set that with the reprints. And we got to our final set booster pack for this one before we get into the collector's stuff. All right. So our art card got a basic plains. All right, Goring Warplow, Mishra's Onslaught, Disfigure, Unleash Shell. That's funny. Unleash Shell. No One Left Behind. Sarenth Steelseeker. Great Desert Prospector. Hornstone Seeker. Ooh, a reprint of Ramos. Really cool. So reprint. This is a cool Weeberg commander, in my humble opinion. Anyways, so he's a 4/4 flyer for 6. And whenever you cast a spell, you put a 1/1 counter on him. And for each spell, for each of that spell's colors. And we can remove 5 1/1 counters to add Wooburg twice, and can do it once each turn. This is a good rare from this one too. We got Fade from History. And each player who controls an artifact or enchantment creates a 2/2 green bear creature token and destroys all artifacts and enchantments. Really good for those pesky Pillow Fort setups. And then we've got Tikassia's Onulet Hollow and a Power Stone token. And that is all of our set boosters for today. So we're going to get to the good stuff here, the moment we've all been waiting for. I'm super excited for the collectors in this one, especially since they reprinted so many powerful artifacts, especially Mox Amber. That would be really huge. That being said, we're going to, hopefully we get all of the good stuff, right? So we got a Mine Worker. I'm not going to mention if they're hollow or not, because all of them are, because it's a collector's box, right? So got a hollow, a mine worker, Philology, Chain Dancer, Clay Revenant, Rust Goliath, Symmetry Matrix, Mishra's Research Desk, Plains. Oh, very nice. Got a Sahili Filigree Master. So for +1, we're gonna scry 1 and tap an we could tap an untapped artifact, and if we do, we'll draw a card. For -1, we're gonna create 2 1/1 colorless Thopter artifact creature tokens with flying, and they gain haste. And then for -4, we get an emblem with artifact creatures you control get +1/+1, and artifact spells you cast cost 1 less to cast. We've got a full art of Draconic Destiny. Enchanted creature, it gets +1/+1 and has flying and haste and 1. This creature gets +1/+0 until end of turn and is a dragon in addition to its other types. And when the enchanted creature dies, return Draconic Destiny to its owner's hand. A full art Urza Chief Artificer. It's got affinity for artifacts. Artifact creatures have menace, and at the beginning of our end step, create a 0/0 colorless construct artifact creature token with this creature gets +1/+1 for each artifact you control. I really liked this card as a kid. This is one of my favorites as a kid. So I was pretty excited when I saw they reprinted this, but yeah, the Self-Assembler. And when it enters the battlefield, you can search your library for an assembly worker and put it into your hand. Meaning you could play like 4 copies of it and just find itself, which is pretty fun. Ivory Tower. Maze Mine Tome, that's what the other one was. All right, so we can tap it and put a page counter on it, scry 1. We can pay 2 and tap it and put a page counter on it and draw a card. And if there's 4 more page counters on it, we exile it and gain 4 life. Funny little draw engine there. I'll have to go through this again. I don't know if I was definitely putting him over there. Yeah. All right, so we got Prowl, Stoic Strategist. And we got a 3/3 for 3 and 1 white. And when he attacks, we exile up to one other tapped target creature or vehicle, and it remains, for as long as that card remains exiled, its owner may play it. And whenever a player plays a card exiled with Prowl, you can draw a card and convert him, and he flips over into a Prowl Pursuit Vehicle. And he is a vehicle as long as it is your turn. Or he's a creature as long as it's your turn. And whenever another creature or vehicle enters the battlefield under your control, you put a 1/1 counter on him. And if it's the second time this ability is resolved, he flips back. So a pretty cool strategy there. You could make a like all mono white vehicle stuff, and there's plenty of good options there, like Parhelion too. Anyway, we got Fauna Shaman, right? So for green and tap it, we discard a creature card and search our library for a creature card, reveal it and put it in our hand, which is really good. You just look for any creature. Super good card. And then you have a Hollow Power Stone and Zombie Token. Lots of cool stuff. All right, moving on to our second pack of this. Hopefully we keep it up. I don't know if the meld cards can be hollow or not, or if they have different arts. Hopefully we find out though. So we've got our Swift Gear Drake, Lauren's Escape, Ravenous Gigamole, Gix's Caress, Gurgling Anointer, Horn Stone Seeker, and Island. We got Harbin, Vanguard Aviator. He's flying, and whenever you attack with 5 or more creatures you control get +1/+1 and gain flying. Cool. Got lots of soldier support in standard right now, so I can see Azorius soldiers being a real thing. Hollow or Full Art Liberator, Urza's Battlethopter. It's got Flash and Flying for and is a 1/2 for 3, and we can cast colorless spells and artifact spells as though they had Flash. Whenever you cast a spell, if the amount of mana spent to cast that spell is greater than Urza's Battlethopter's power, you can put a 1/1 counter on him. Pretty cool. Then we have a Sardian Avenger. It's got First Strike and Trample, and when he attacks, it gets +X/+0, where X is the number of artifacts your opponent controls. It's like a mini Dockside. And whenever an artifact an opponent controls is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, it deals 1 damage to that player. It's like reverse Dockside, I guess. You got a Hollow Springleaf Drum, a Jalum Tome, a Journeyer's Kite. We talked about that one already. Then we have a Cyclonus, the Saboteur. And he's a 2/5 for 2 blue and black, and we can cast him converted for 5 and blue and black. He's flying, and when he deals combat damage to a player, it connives, and if his power is 5 or greater, we convert him. He flips over into Cyclonus, Cybertronian Fighter, and he's living metal, so it is a creature as long as it is your turn. And when he deals combat damage to a player, you convert it, and if you do, there's an additional beginning phase after this phase. So you get another main phase 1. That's pretty cool. I think that that thus entails that you get almost a whole extra turn, but I'm not 100% sure on that. So we got a full art foil, Gixian Puppeteer. And whenever you draw your second card each turn, each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. And when he dies, you return another target creature with mana value 3 or less from your graveyard to the battlefield. And a Power Stone Thopter token. Very nice. And our final pack for this video. We're gonna see what we get. So we got Urza's Rebuff, Goring Warplow, Combat Courier, Goblin Blast Runner, Transmogrant Altar, Mishra, Excavation Prodigy, Full Art Forest, Misery Shadow. If a creature an opponent controls would die, exiled instead, and for 1, it gets +1/+1 until end of turn. It's a really cool card. We've got Hajar, the Loyal Bodyguard. You can sacrifice him, and legendary creatures you control get +1/+0 and gain indestructible until end of turn. So legendary matters stuff yet again. The Hexavus. It's got flying and enters the battlefield with 6/1/1 counters on it. for 1 mana, we can remove a 1/1 counter on it and put a flying counter on another target creature, and for 1, we can remove a counter from another creature to put a 1/1 counter back on him. So it's pretty cool. You kind of selectively give stuff flying, just put the resource back later. It's pretty cool. Got an Ichor Wellspring, a Bone Saw, Thorn of Amethyst, so non-creature spells cost 1 more to cast, so maybe you'll see some more relevant. Well, I don't know if this is relevant in stacks or not, but I can imagine that it would be for good reason. Yeah, RC Sharpshooter. So for it's a 2/2 for 1 in red white, and then we can cast it for more than meets the eye for red and white, and it's got first strike. And for 1, we can remove 1 or more 1/1 counters from RC, and it deals that much damage to target creature, and it would convert it. And then it is the Acrobatic Coup, and it's a creature as long as it is your turn, and whenever you cast a spell that targets 1 or more creatures or vehicles you control, you can put that many 1/1 counters on RC, and then she flips back over. Cool. And we got Surge Engine. I got annihilated with this card in the pre-release. This card's really good. So it's a 3/2 defender for 2, and then for it's kind of like the evolved Sleeper Agent from the last set, which is really cool. So for blue, we can it loses defender and gains this creature cannot be blocked. And for 2 in blue, it becomes blue and has base power toughness 5/4. And then for 4 and 2 blue, we can draw 3 cards, and we can only do all those things if we activated the last ability. And we have a Power Stone, Spirit Token. And that is all of our stuff for today. So we got some cool stuff. I'm trying to get all the meld pieces. So I definitely still got some stuff that I wanted. And there's definitely still things that I'm searching for here. But all in all, I think the set was really fun. I had a good time with this at pre-release. I think the set has a lot to offer. And for the standard environment, this set's going to be crazy because all of these last couple sets have just had stupid amounts of artifacts, especially Neon Dynasty. Neon Dynasty comes to mind specifically. That being said, I can't wait to see what kind of crazy stuff people brew once people get their hands on this more people get their hands on this set. I know I want to work on soldiers stuff because I think that archetype is going to be really cool. But I guess we'll see, right? So. But yeah, thanks for watching. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content like this. And as always, follow me on my socials at ToastyTabletopGames on TikTok, Instagram, and Twitch. Other than that, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next one.